Welcome everyone. So let's begin today's session. Today we will learn Unit 2 self-management. So what is a self-management or introduction to self-management? Self-management also refers to as self-control is the ability to control one's emotions, thoughts and behavior effectively in different situations. It also means managing yourself with the people and resources around you. It aims to conducting oneself for greater good of the individual, family and society. A self-managed person is not only managing himself well, but responsibly it behave responsibly towards people around. Self-management is needed by everyone around us and it is needed in all state today and walks of life also. Self-managed person is like a tree who is taking care of itself and is also helping other people to lead a comfortable life. This also includes motivating oneself and setting goals. People with strong and self-management skills are better in doing certain things better than other. Okay, so let's see basics of self-management. To perform well at work and in a life, you must be able to manage and improve yourself in various skills, including disciplines and timeline. Settings, problem solving, teamwork, professionalism, etc. Once you develop your personality and ability to this area, you will be able to succeed in a personal as well as a professional life. So, very first, let's see a self-awareness. Ask for honest feedback, gather insights on your personality, and work specific proficiencies. Think about your daily interactions and how you handle situations, well, or could be handled them differently. So, in that, we can say that once you handle any situations, tough situations, so you can evaluate yourself whether you can handle that situations might be very better, right? Next is responsibility. So responsibility, taking the responsibility for your task is very important. Taking ownership is a step towards self-development. For example, if you have assigned a task by a teacher, ensure you take complete ownership. Even if you are unable to complete the task on a time, you must report it and then correct it. So you have to take a responsibility, right? Next is time management. Prioritize the things you have to do, remove waste and reductions from work, make a timetable and follow it lightly. Adaptability. Stay current with the best practice, read up on new informations, always prepare yourself for a new changes so that you can transitions seamlessly. So these are the basics of a self management and you must master for this all to success in your life. Okay, next stress management. So very first is stress and stress management. What is a stress? So let's see that. Have you ever felt worried that you will not pass an exam? Do you feel pressurized when people around you bring up certain topics for discussions, issues that you are not comfortable with? Do you fear that you will be unsuccessful in a life? If yes, then you are going through stress. And that things we have discussed so many times in class as well, right? So that calls stress. So stress motivate you to achieve more, but when you are under stress for prolonged period time, it can cause health problem and mental problem as well. So what is a stress? Stress can be defined as our emotional, mental, physical and social reactions to pay, perceived demand or threats. These demands or threats are called stressors. Stressors are the reasons for stress. For examples, you are too close to exam but feel unprepared. You are experiencing lots of someone close in the family. You are worried about what people would think of you if you are don't dress well or cannot speak confidently. You are stressed due to lack of speed. And so many examples we have discussed in a class as well, right? So these all are coming in a stress. Next is stress management. Stress is a part of everyday life. Instance where stress can be helpful. Fire alarm is intended to cause stress that alert you to avoid danger. The stress created by deadline to finish paper can motivate you to finish assignment on a time. But when experience in exceed or for a long period of time, stress has the opposite effect. It can harm our emotions and physical health and limit our ability to function well at home, in schools, and with our relationships. Managing stress is about making a plan to able to cope effectively with the daily pressures. The ultimate goal is to strike a balance between life, work, relationship, relaxations, and fun. By doing this, you can able to deal with daily stress trigger, meet this challenging head on. So always keep in mind ABC for stress management. A for advisory or stressful event. B believe or the way you respond to event. C consequences or actions and outcome of an event. Stress management can help you to have a joyful life, focus and complete task on a time, be happy person as you are stress free, be more energetic, spend quality time with your friends and family. So let's see how to manage your stress. You can manage your stress in three steps. So very first is be aware that you are stressed. So at least you need to aware that yes, you are in a stress. So what you think what you are doing? Look out for signs of stress such as headache, sleeplessness, sadness, excessive worrying, nervousness, etc. Only when we are aware we can manage stress. To handle a stress, you must first need to know that yes, you are in a stress. So second step is identifying what is causing you stress. So once you came to know that yes, you are in a stress, now find out the reasons for stress. It is because of exam, family pressures, money issues, not eating good food, etc., etc. And last, step 3, apply stress management methods. To handle those all stress and come out of the stress, you need some of our stress management methods. Use time management tools to manage your time well. Focus on important tasks and get them done. Talk to someone close to about your issues like friend, family members, and many more. Take time to relax by exercising, watching movies, or any other activity which can help to and feel you relax. So in this way you can manage your stress. Okay, next is let's see some of the management techniques. Here are a few simple stress management techniques. So very first is time management. It is very important. Proper time management is one of the most effective stress relevant techniques. Second, physical exercise and fresh air. A healthy lifestyle is essential for students. Stress is generally lower in people who maintain a healthy routine. Doing yoga, meditations, and deep breathing exercise help in a proper blood circulations and relax the body. Even talking to some, uh, talking or walking or playing in a park or anywhere, that will also help you in some fresh oxygens and which will help you to become more active. We have done exercise as well. Next is healthy diet. Having a healthy diet will also help you to reduce stress. Eating a balanced diet such as dal, roti, vegetable and fruit will gives you strength to do your daily work effectively. And if possible, avoid junk foods. so that will also will help you. Next is positivity. Focusing on a negative aspect of life will add more stress. Instead, learn to look at good things and stay positive. For example, instead of feeling upset over scoring less in a test, try to maintain a positive attitude and look at a way to improve the next time. Next is sleep. We should get good night's sleep for at least 7 hours, so you that your brain and body get recharged to functions better next day. Some of have a habit to taking less sleep, so that cause your body as well. Next is holiday with family and friends. Going to relatives' place such as your grandparents' house or a new place during your summer vacations can help you to break from a normal routines and come back fresh. So in this, these are the management techniques of stress. Next, we will see ability to work independently. So if you can become a calm and relaxed person, you will be having ability to work independently, which means becoming a self-aware and self-motivating, monitoring or self-correcting. You are self-aware, self-monitors, and you are doing lesser uh, mistakes. Second, knowing what you need to do. You can easily finding out that what you need to do, which things you are required, which is not. Taking the initiative rather than being uh, told what to do. In normal circumstances, we people can see so many can just giving us any instructions. Rather than that, if you are taking initiative, then it would be very great. Next is recognizing your mistakes and not blaming others. Yes, that is the one of a way that you have to accept your mistakes, and you have to work towards correct that mistakes, and for that mistakes you don't have to blame others. Lastly, having the ability and the will to learn continuously. These things is required to continuously progress in your life. It requires that you need to learn throughout your whole age. Next is emotional intelligence. Now, intelligence is ability to identify and manage one's own emotions as well as the emotions of others. It is generally said that include at least three skills. So, very first is emotional awareness, the ability to identify and name one own emotions. Means you have to identify what are the emotions you have, or let's say an examples. You have seen so many people who can getting emotional in TV serials or movie scenes. So you came to know about this, or you mainly aware about that. Second, harnessing emotions, the ability to harness and apply emotions to tasks like thinking and problem solving. Next, managing emotions, the ability to regulate one's own emotions when necessary and help others to do the same. Knowing how to manage one's emotions is critical for all of us. You can manage stress, keep your brain active and open-minded, and easily overcome failures if you can keep yourself emotions in a check. Emotional intelligence can also help you to have a better relations with your friends and family. Okay, now let us take an example. Ravi and his best friend Shiv has been practiced for the annual school dance competitions. They both performing solo. On the day of competition, Shiv won. Ravi felt extremely sad and dejected. He shouted at Shiv unnecessarily, cried, and also did not talk to his parents for 3 or 4 hours. On the contrary, if Ravi would have been emotionally intelligent, he would have accepted defeat gratefully and done better in the next competitions. Being emotionally intelligent enhances your chances of successful and balanced life. Some steps to manage emotional intelligence are as below. So, very first, understand your emotions, observe your behaviors and not the things you need to work on. You can then work on the things you need to improve. Rationalize. Do not take decision abruptly. Be rational in your thinking. And last, practice. Do meditations and yoga to keep yourself calm. In this way, you can come out. Now let's see self-awareness, strengths and weaknesses analysis. So self-management also refers to self-control is the ability to control one's emotions, thought, behavior effectively in a different situations. This, in, this also include motivating oneself and setting goals. People with a strong uh, mo- self-management skills are better in doing certain things better and other. It also means managing yourself with other people and resources around you. It aims at conducting oneself for greater goods or individual, family and society. A self-managed person is not only manage himself but also behave responsibly towards people around. Self-management is needed by everyone around us and it need all stage and walks of the life. Self-managed person is like a tree who is taking care of itself and also helping others to lead a comfortable life. So next is knowing yourself. So how can you know yourself? So here is one of the image. Who am I? Belief, background, opinions, like, dislike, values. So understanding who you are, what you like or dislike, what are your beliefs, what are your opinions, what is your background, what do you do well, what do you do not well is important because only then you can actually measure your strengths and weaknesses. Now next, strength and weakness analysis. So how can you analyze your strength and weaknesses? To that, understanding who you are mean looking outside your usual characteristics, such as your name, qualifications, interpersonal relationship. In other words, being self-aware actually means knowing your inner strength, hidden talents, skills, and even weaknesses. Let us look at how we define strength and weaknesses. So here are some of our examples of strength. So I'm a good at creative writing. So if you can write creative, then that's your strength. I'm confident to speaking in front of audience. No matter how many people in front of you, you can speak confidently or in front of audience. So I play guitar very well. So that is, you can say that's your strength. Now example of weaknesses. So I find it difficulty to solve mathematical problems. Usually we find in such a subject, right? That you can say this is your weakness. I would like to speak English fluent. Yes. In some portions, or you can say in some part or word, you find difficult to speak English fluently. Next, I do not like to lose any game or sports. So this is your you can say big example of weaknesses. By understanding ourselves, we can know what we can do or what we cannot do. Based on that information, we can play the next step to improve ourselves. By improving, we will become confident in what we do. So next, let's see a techniques for identifying your strength and weaknesses. So very first, finding strength or ability. Think of anything that you are always successful at, right? You can find out throughout your life or throughout your year, you can very well success. So you can find that it's your ability. Think about what others like in you. You can also observe that things that what other can say about you that means they are liking while you are doing that things particular. Take out time and think about what you can do well. That also in a way to find a strength. Now finding weaknesses. So point out the area where you struggle and think you find difficult to do. So some of the things you might be have some difficulty while you are doing, so that might be your weaknesses. Look at the feedback other usually giving you. So that is also, some others will tell you that yes, this is your weak area or you need to improve, and usually teachers will told you that things. Next, be open to feedback and accept your weaknesses. So this is a very important to find out your weaknesses. You need to be open-minded to accept your weaknesses or accept your feedbacks. So in this way, you can find out your weaknesses. You can find your strength and weaknesses once you find the answers, the questions given here. Here are the some of the questions, sample questions that by which you can find your strength and weaknesses. So very first, how am I different from others? In which area you are different from others? What do I do usually better than others? In which areas you are doing better than usually your friends or others? What do you do other people admire in me, right? So while you are doing some work, some people praising you for that particular work, so in that way you can find that answers. What makes me stand out? Such a work you you did in a such a passionate way that every that particular work stand out. Where do I worry and struggle? In some area, while you are doing some work, you feel some worry or you are doing, you feel struggle. Where, how, and why do other perform better than me? In such areas or in such a work, some people are better, perform better than yours. So in that way, you can find out your weaknesses. What advice for improvement do I often receive from others? While you are doing your work, some people gives you advice. While they are giving advice, that means you need to improve in that particular, right? So here, let's see what is the difference between interest and ability. So many are saying that yes, I have an interest in that particular things, but they can't do such a things. Or someone says that yes, I have this kind of ability or strength. So how can you identify that or difference in that? So interest, things that you like to do in your free time that makes you happy. That is called interest. And ability, an acquired or natural capacity. Next, second point, things you are curious about or would do even if no one ask you to do it. That is called your interest. And ability means enable you to perform a particular job or task with considered proficiency. Things you want to learn or would like to do in the future. That is called your interest. Now next is self-motivated motivations. Have you heard the story of hare and tortoise who win the race in spite of being slow? The tortoise. The key to win was that the tortoise never thought less of itself and stay motivated even thought it was lagging behind. But slowly and gradually, it crossed all the hurdles and continued the race without being demotivated. Self motivation is simply the force within you that drives you to do things. Self motivation is what pushes us to achieve our goals, feel happy, and improve our quality of life. In other words, it is our ability to do things that need to be done without someone's or something influence us. Here are some of the examples of motivations. Neha spent all her after school hours to practice more and more sample questions paper. She wants to do well in her exam so that she can get admission in her dream college in the city. Rekha gets up at 5 a.m. and goes for dance classes. Then she comes home and finishes her homework. Before going to school, she does this all by herself. No one else to do. So let's see, different people are motivated by different things and at different times in their lives. So type of motivation, internal motivations and love. We do things because they makes us happy, healthy, and feel good. For examples, when you perform on your annual day functions and you learn something new, such as dancing, singing, etc., This feels you good. This is called internal motivations. External motivations, reward. We do things because they give us a respect, recognitions, and appreciations. For example, Suresh participated in a 100-meter race and won the prize. This motivated him to go for practice every morning. So this kind of a motivations we had seen, self-love or winner or internal motivations or external motivations. Now let's see qualities of self-motivated people. So here are the know what they want from life, are focused, know what is important, are dedicated to fulfill their dreams. Now let's see with an example. There are some typical behaviors seen in self-motivated people which are as given below. Mr. E. Sridharam, former managing director, Delhi Metro Rail Corporation Limited, was a self-motivated and energetic person. With his dedicated and respect for others, he motivated his team to work hard and achieve a result. Mahashai Dharampal Gulati, the founder of Mahasian Hatti, or in short we known as MDH, Private Limited, started with a small shop in Karol Bagh, but his focus, dedication, and clear idea, MDH Spice Company, become one of the most popular brands in India, besides having good reputations all over the world. So these are examples of self-motivated people. Now you thought that how to build self-motivations. So let's see. There are 4 steps to building self-motivations, which are: find out your strength. Identify your likes and dislikes. Understand what makes you happy. For example, I love cooking. Then set and focus on your goal. Define a goals you want to achieve. Focus all your energy to achieve your goals. For example, I want to be a chef. Develop a plan to achieve your goal. Plan and set timelines to achieve your goals. Plan a list of activities that you will do to achieve each goal. For example, after schoolings, you may be required to appear for competitive examinations to join Hotel Management Institute. Stay loyal to your goal. Work towards achieving your goals even when you are facing difficult time. For example, even thought I did not clear the hotel management entrance exam. I will find out other ways to become a chef. So in this way, you can be self-motivated, right? That's it in this chapter. Thank you, everyone.